Alright, so today I'm going to be introducing you to the switch statement and the match statement in JPizza2. Now, you might have heard of the switch statement in other languages. Basically what it is it's a very easy way to write a bunch of if x equals y statements. You have cases and you switch a value, you have case and then a value you want to compare it to, and then the code. Now, something unique about switch statements is that once a case is completed, it runs all the code below the case for all the cases below it. Then you can also add a default case. So let's look at how this is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take in, no, I won't do that because we're in the IDE. So I'll just pretend like this is a user given value. X is equal to 2. So let's run a switch statement on X. So you switch and then in parentheses X. Then we're going to start with curly brackets, put a colon at the end. First thing we're going to do case. Let's do 4. Now use a colon because of its fall through thing. If you curly brackets would imply that it only runs within the scope. The colon is more like an entry point. So we have this case 4, and this will run if x is equal to 4. So we can do like print line, hello. Now let's do case 2, print line, world. Now you may be wondering, how do I make it not fall through? This can be done with the break statement, just like that. So we have like a case 0, no fall through. Then we should probably break after this one. And now let's just add a default one, which just says unhandled number. Appears that default isn't getting highlighted, so I'll fix that later. But yeah, let's try out this. Doesn't seem to be. So I'm not sure what's up with mozzarella right now. But if I run it in here, it works. So I'm just gonna put my screen like this. And so we'll run it like this. So if we just switch this to 4, we'll get a good example of the fall through. So if I try running this now, you can see it does hello world, reaches the break statement, and exits. Change it to 0, no fall through. I change it to something like -1, unhandled number. Now you may have seen that the default isn't being affected by fall through, and so nothing falls through to the default. The default's just its own thing. Now, you saw in the title match statement, and you're probably wondering what a match statement is. Now, a match statement is like a switch statement, except it returns a value. And this is done using arrows. It's similar to Java's arrow switch statement. And so it's defined similarly to a switch statement in which the match, the value, brackets. So in this case, we're going to do like case 4 and then arrow, then the value you want it to return. I'm just going to do no semicolon. Like case 2 is going to return 4, and then case 8 will just return 12. Then we can add a default case, which is going to return just 0. Sounds like this. Let's try running it. Now number, print 0, because that's what it returns. Let's try change it to 4. Print 8. So that has been the match statement and the switch statement in JPizza2. Just to review, switch statement takes in a value in parentheses. Inside the curly brackets, it has cases, which compare the value to what it's given. And then if it's true, it enters at that point and runs all the code below it until it reaches a break statement. The default statement is not affected by this fall through mechanic, and it is the default branch. It's not required at all. The match statement is similar to the switch statement, except it's followed by an arrow, which returns the value that you want it to return. and it doesn't have any fall through, and the default branch is also not required, but it will return null without it. And the switch statement will return null at all times. So I hope you learned something, or I hope you will apply this to your future pizza projects.